Now, before we get into your fight, man, they call you the SOB, and where I come from, man, that's not necessarily a term of endearment, but I think yours has a different translation, and it's your fight name. So tell us, man, tell us about it, you SOB. How'd you get that? How'd you get that fight name?
Hey, some people have called me a tough SOB, so I take it for what it is, you know. But it's a play on words, I have to reach that level and even go beyond that. That for me is a huge inspiration as a fighter. In terms of character and athleticism and just being an athlete and being a professional, I've got a lot of different people that I look up to. You know, if my teammate Shane, for example, Shane Marshall, he's the champ of the light heavyweight division. I look at him as like sort of the icon of what it is to be an athlete and how to conduct yourself as an athlete.
Yeah.
When I look at other Muslim fighters, of course, I look at these guys in the UFC and how they conduct themselves spiritually and culturally, and that's something that's very relatable to me.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of influences. I try to look for the people who conduct themselves in sort of the best of manner, and that's how I sort of view where I want to be with my career.
Yeah, yeah, we can't forget the night train, man. I know you get some rounds in with him, and that must be pretty intense, huh?
You know what, man? I'll tell you this: if you can grapple with that guy, you grapple with anybody in the lightweight division. So he just he gives me a run for my money and just makes it as miserable as possible. You guys have seen what he does, so imagine he's just doing that to me basically every day. But I think I've elevated quite a bit. My skills have gotten a lot better just being in a room with a guy like that.
Yeah, no, I love Shay, man. He's a great guy, great athlete, great person. Like you say, just a well-rounded guy that just really gives a great example on how to conduct yourself as a person and as a fighter. So yeah, much love to him. Now, before we get into your fight, man, they call you the SOB, and where I come from, man, that's not necessarily a term of endearment, but I think yours has a different translation, and it's your fight name. So tell us, man, tell us about it, you SOB. How'd you get that? How'd you get that fight name?
Hey, some people have called me a tough SOB, so I take it for what it is, you know. But it's a play on words. Brad was telling you earlier, man. I'm not like the rest of these meatheads out here. I got maybe 3 working brain cells, but they work a lot better than most people's. All right, and I tell you, I still have a little bit of a creative, intelligent side to me. But in Arabic, our middle names, at least where I'm from, our middle names are our father's name. So you're Khaldun, son of, in my case, Abdul Ruki, right? And so when I was trying to come up with a name, I was like, well, I need something that's catchy and something that like emulates my upbringing. I grew up working in my dad's butcher shop. My dad was a butcher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so literally I'm the son of a butcher.
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was a good play on words too, you know what I mean? So, I was like the Arabic meaning, the sort of double meaning of an SOB and being a tough SOB.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a good play on words. And I used to work a corporate job, and they asked me, my bosses at the time, like super, I wouldn't say formal, but it was like a very, corporate professional environment.
Yeah.
They said, "Whoa, you want to be a fighter?" This was before my first one, and I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "What's your fight name going to be?" I was like, honestly, guys, I was a little bit embarrassed to say it in that environment. I was like, well, it's going to be son of a butcher. And they were like bouncing off the walls. They loved it. So I was like, all right. I was like, I think that's going to be it.
It stuck, man. No, that's maybe one of the better fight names that I know of, man. So kudos to you. And it's true, man. Son of a butcher. Now.